Hello and welcome everybody to the Fall Chainlink Hackathon 2021 closing ceremony. We are incredibly excited to be having this closing ceremony after such a long hackathon. About a month, right? A little bit more than a month here. It's been an absolute wild ride watching all the developers build mind-blowing, incredibly creative, powerful, unique applications that are going to power the future. Right? I've said it at the beginning in the opening ceremony, but these hackathons are the stomping grounds of innovation. It's at these hackathons, it's at these cultivations of ideas and community members that we build the future of technology and of Web3. We have an absolutely amazing lineup for you today, where we are going to be going over the winners of the Chainlink Hackathon. And I'm incredibly excited for this because these projects were fantastic. So let's just jump right into the presentation because we have a lot of projects to go over. Let's do it. So before we actually jump into all the projects and all the different amazing winners here, let's just talk a little bit about what happened. Who came here? Who was here? Who was at this hackathon? Now, we had over 7,800 registrations, nearly doubled from the last hackathon. We had 989 insane projects. Amazing. Absolutely fantastic. We had 92 people using Chainlink API, 90 people using Chainlink VRF, 64 people using Chainlink data feeds, 46 people using Chainlink keepers. We had an absolutely insane amount of projects using all these different Chainlink tools to build these incredibly powerful hybrid smart contracts, right? And one of the things that's also fantastic is the vast majority of people here were new to blockchain. I think it was about 50% of the people here are new to blockchain. They're new to engineering. And they came and they built something and they submitted something. And a lot of them might have won, which we'll find out in just a second. So with that being said, we absolutely amazing turnout here. This is more than double what we saw at our hackathon in spring. And just in 6 months, more than double the size of this hackathon, more than double the projects came here and just built amazing things. So before we jump into the projects, we have to give a major thank you, a major shout out to all the fantastic sponsors who were a part of this. There are so many wonderful participating technologies here. If you see any of these, definitely 100% be sure to give them a thank you. And additionally, not only the sponsors and participating technologies, but a major thank you to all the hackers and all the community members and everyone who came to this hackathon and made this a massive success. Of course, this includes a lot of the people at Chainlink Labs, who I've given a shout out to before. I'll give a shout out at the end of this presentation as well. Thank you all so much for being here and being a part of this. It's an absolute ride, and we are so excited that you're all here and you all decided to take part in this hackathon together. So with that being said, let's just jump into it. Let's jump into the prizes. So I know I said in the calendar invite that this is going to be about 2 hours. I think we're gonna make it a little bit shorter than that. We're gonna get right through these. So there were $550,000 in hackathon prizes here. An absolutely insane amount. Sorry, just pinging somebody who can't get into the studio here that we will let them in shortly. We will let the winners in shortly. 550,000 in hackathon prize winners. And we are going to be announcing at this presentation all the major prize winners. So everyone else will get notified of their winnings next week via email. We didn't. Not all the prizes are finished judging. This is just all the major prizes. It's the vast majority. As we go along, we'll tell you which ones we did and then which ones we haven't yet. So again, the sponsor prizes are going to be handled by their respective team. So if Avalanche has a prize, the Ava Labs team will be the one to give out the prize. So and the Chainlink prizes, the grand prize, et cetera, that will be handled by Chainlink Labs. So let's just jump into it. So our first prizes on the list is going to be the Chainlink on the Rise winner. These are projects that were absolutely phenomenal. They came into this space, they built something really cool, and we wanted to recognize them for that. So we have 45 of these projects. Don't worry, we're not going to go through all of them. 45 of these projects, $500 in link to each one of these projects. Absolutely phenomenal job to everyone here, everyone on this list that showed up, made something really cool, learned a ton, and then additionally, they're going to get some money, right? An absolute blast. So I know there's a ton here, but this is the list of the 45 projects that won this prize. We will be emailing you. We will be sending some communications to give you the prize here of $500 each in Link token. So this is the list. I'm not going to rattle off everyone's name here because there's a massive amount. But if you're kind of curious, feel free to pause the video and see if you're on this list. Additionally, we will go back and we will email you. So you will get communications from us saying that you won. Congrats to everybody on this list. Everybody on this list had a really fantastic project and they deserve recognition. So huge congrats to everybody here. Additionally, we had what we call top quality winners. These were also projects that did fantastically well. We thought they were like just below, we thought that they weren't going to win one of those major prizes, but they were still absolutely phenomenal prizes. They could have just as easily won, but unfortunately, you can only choose one winner. So these were the top quality winners. So there were 20 of these prizes of $1,000. And a huge congrats to them as well. These are the projects that we consider the top quality projects for the $1,000 link prize. We have Block Reg, Strong Incentive, Homepage DAO, Obey, Alchemist War, Dropshot, Fantasy Campaign, Hourglass, Satellite Broadband Service Chain, Waygold, Steady DAO, Daily Stacker, Net.Zero, Builder Rig, Struct Finance, Easel Studio, Swapball, the Tsunami Protocol, and Hackathon. Absolutely fantastic job to everybody on this list here. $1,000 each, and you learned a ton, you networked a ton, you met a ton of new people. This is absolutely phenomenal. Huge congrats to everybody on this list, and really excited to see what these projects build in the future. Their journeys are really just getting started here, right? This is really just the starting points. So huge congrats there. Now we're going to go over the sponsor prizes, and this isn't all of the sponsor prizes. This is going to be some of the majority of them. Some of them still haven't finished judging. 300 projects is a lot to go through in about a week and a half, because that's how long we gave them to judge. So some of them are still judging. We'll let you know at the end which ones have not been judged yet. So let's go ahead so first off, the women-led winners. So originally there was just one prize of $10,000. We actually ended up splitting that into two because they're just two absolutely phenomenal projects, Figma and Crick NFT. Really, really cool projects. Congratulations to the two of them. MGD was the DAO behind this to help bring this to light. So these projects absolutely knocked it out of the park. Huge congratulations to Figma and Crick NFT for $5,000 each. Huge congrats. Moving right along. And again, I'm going to be a little bit quick here because we have so many projects to get through, and there's a couple projects waiting to present. The Morales winners is Regalis. I hope I'm saying that right. Huge congratulations. That's a $10,000 prize from Morales. And additionally, there was a pooled prize, something like $30,000 or $40,000 for the rest of the protocols that used Morales, which is absolutely exciting that you all used Morales and you all literally get to take part in a prize simply by using the technology, right? These pooled prizes are so fantastic. So huge congratulations there. UFO Gaming has 3 absolutely massive prizes. Space Tumbo wins first place of $30,000 in the UFO token. Second place is going to go to Plantation. Third place, Pika Place, Pokédex of $5,000. And for those of you who are here, who are watching this right now, you can also check all these out right in the project gallery of the Chainlink Hackathon. So for those of you who are like, oh, that sounds like a really cool project, like what is that? What does it do? Go to the Chainlink dev post and you can see every single one of these projects in here. Every single one of them, you can sort by prize, you can sort by what they did, you can search. Like I said, an absolute massive, I got it wrong, 288, sorry, not 289. But you can check out all these projects, you can contact them, you can ask them about their projects. they all did a phenomenal job. Really fantastic job to everybody in this project gallery here. But in any case, yes, these are the 3 winners for the UFO prize. Huge congratulations here. This is a massive prize here. So awesome. Moving right along. Next is Filecoin, the Filecoin winners. So Filecoin had a couple of winners here as well. D Social Net, first place of $15,000 in Filecoin. Huge congratulations there. For their social media prize, Dapro, I hope I'm saying that right, of $8,500 in Filecoin. NFT/web storage. There were 2 of those, NFT Bingo and EcoShift. Both won $4,250, which is fantastic. And Filecoin additionally gave out pooled prizes, right? So when people are like, hey, should I do a hackathon? The answer is like, yes. Yes, go to a hackathon and just use one of the technologies because all these pooled prizes exist where they'll just reward you for just using the technology, which is fantastic. Huge congrats to everyone on this list as well. Let's keep it going. Polygon had a ton of prizes. Gaming DApp, Chesslink, $3,000. DAO Tooling, Governor C, $3,000. NFT, Matic Mike, $3,000. Chainlink VRF, Chainlink Rand, Price Feeds, Space Tumble. Each one of these projects won $3,000 in Polygon, which is absolutely fantastic for building these really cool projects. And again, if you haven't checked out these projects after this presentation, after this closing ceremony, go to DevPost and check out some of these projects because they are absolutely insane. And who knows, maybe these are the next billion-dollar protocols, right? 100% go check this out. So huge congrats to everyone on this list here. Polygon additionally had some runner-up prizes here. 7 runner-up prizes of $500 each. Token Rage, Space Tombo, B, Plantation, Fantasy Campaign, Hobbits of Polygon, and Punchable. Each won $500 from the Polygon protocol. Fantastic. Awesome job, everybody. Ampleforth, Hourglass, Fellow Class, 7,500 in Ample and 2,500 in Ample. These protocols really understood the Ampleforth technology, which was really cool to see, right? So if you want to see some protocols and some engineers that really understand what Ampleforth is and what it does, definitely check out their projects because they did a beautiful job here. Congratulations to both of those. Moving along, Solana, the Tsunami Protocol, won first place there, which I believe was $10,000. Sorry, I don't have the number on here. Congratulations to the Tsunami Protocol. Next, we have Ceramic and 3Box. This was a pooled prize. So anybody who used them wins. Congrats. Congratulations to anybody who used Ceramic and who actually used 3Box in their prizes, or excuse me, in their projects. You win a prize. Congrats. Harmony. Harmony had a couple different prizes here, a couple different projects. They had the Pika for the gaming prize. Pika Place Pokédex won the prize there. For their Composability Award, NFT Lift, and for the Best Harmony and Chainlink Integration, Swap Vol. Congratulations to the 3 of you there. Alchemy. Pooled prize. What? So if I just use Alchemy, I win? Yes. Spot on. Yes, you did. Alchemy also had a main winner. They have not finished going through the projects yet because, again, there were a lot of protocols that used Alchemy. Makes sense because Alchemy is a phenomenal tool. So main winner will be announced soon, but anybody who used Alchemy in their projects, you win a prize. So huge congrats to everybody who saw this, who took advantage of the generosity of the Alchemy team, right? They gave 2 months of free node use, which was absolutely fantastic. So thank you so much, Alchemy, and huge congrats to everybody who used the Alchemy tools here. There were a couple that have not been judged yet. The list is here. Avalanche, Hecko, ENS, Near. 7 Ventures. I have 3Box on here, even though that is incorrect. Apologies. Sushi Swap, Binance, Superfluid, and NFT Port have not been judged yet. Additionally, the educational winners of Eat the Blocks, Dapp University, and Chainshot have also not been done yet. We're still working on them. We will email you. We will connect with you if you want one of the bootcamp seats, which is incredibly exciting for all the new engineers who want more informational on how to actually move forward and how to learn more about this Web3 space. So awesome job. Now, let's get into the Chainlink winners, shall we? I mean, let's get into the Chainlink winners. It's a Chainlink hackathon, right? It's a Chainlink hackathon. Let's do this. So first, we're going to talk about the 30 welcome NFTs. This is another one that's going to be determined. So we had the welcome track for this hackathon where we have these prizes like the boot camps that we just went over for new projects coming into the space. So we have not gone over the welcome NFTs yet. We will do that, and we will email the winners there, which will be incredibly exciting for the new projects to get that kind of push saying, hey, you're a new project, and that's great. You're welcome here. You did a great job. Welcome to Web3. And now let's get into our first. Let me switch screens here real quick. Let's get into our first major prize, right? So we had a number of major prizes in this hackathon here, right? And again, you can check those out on the dev post, what those major prizes are. If you scroll down, you can see them all there. We had the grand prize, $30,000 in Link. We had the Chainlink Social Impact Prize of $15,000 in Link. The NFT and Gaming Prize, $15,000 in Link. The DeFi Prize, $15,000 in Link. The DAO Prize, $15,000 in Link. Chainlink Services, 3 of them. One was $15,000, one was $7,000, and one was $3,000 for anybody who builds a really cool Chainlink service. And those are going to be the major prizes that we're going to go over now. So these are the big ones, right? Really excited for this. Really excited to announce these. And again, everyone who didn't win a prize here, I'm still so proud of you all, right? For submitting, for coming to the hackathon, and for learning. There are a couple people I talked to, and they literally get, I don't even care about the prize. I've learned so much from this hackathon. I'm ready to go on and do the next thing. So huge congrats to everybody who said, I'm going to take this hackathon and I'm going to be committed. This is where I'm going to start my journey. This is how it starts. This is where it is. Huge congrats to everybody who's been a part of this. And even if you didn't win an award here, that's okay. Huge congratulations. Huge round of applause. You should give yourself a huge pat on the back because you are welcome here. You are a part of a fantastic community, and we are going to do fantastic things. 2022 is going to be insane. It's going to be insane, and you're along for the journey. So with that being said, let's jump in to these major project winners. Are you ready? Because I'm ready. Oh, I'm ready. Let me switch back to stream mode here. All right. First is the social impact winner. This is the project that built something to help humanity. It built something to have social impact, to help the world. They built something that using blockchain, using smart contract is going to transform the world to be a better place. And that winner is Soleil with $15,000 in Link to Soleil. So I believe Soleil is here. I believe Soleil is here. I got Matt here. Matt, is your buddy here too?
I'm not sure. He's called Sam Humby if he's there. I don't know how I see who else is here.
He might not be. If he's in the comment section, please go ahead and message something in the comment section. I only realize now that 12 people can be backstage at a time. So if you're here, post a message. Otherwise, Matt, we will turn it over to you because huge congrats. And we're going to have all these winners do a quick demo of what their product is, a quick 5-minute demo so that we can get through all these fantastic projects right away. Matt, you're also, and then we'll do a quick Q&A about the project because again, these are the projects that go off in the launch and they do the next big thing. So Matt, without further ado, we'll turn it over to you. Give a little demo of your project here.
Awesome. Thanks so much. Am I okay to share my screen? How do I do it?
Yes, there's a share screen button at the bottom.
Here we are. I've got it. I think.
Oh, I have to add it to the stream. I got it right here. Perfect. All right, cool.
Awesome. So I'll just quickly run through a little presentation then. So Soleil is basically a project that aims to help fight climate change by building 2 services for everybody to use. little emojis here. So first service, is to provide a way for people to incentivize the entire solar industry with one transaction. And the second is to provide a free public feed of solar energy data aggregated from a range of providers. So here's roughly how it works. So users can pay DAI into our pool manager smart contract. So for example, that would look like this from the user's perspective. The DAI is then distributed to solar panel owners that have registered with the system, proportionately depending on how much energy they've generated that day. So also when the users, they schedule how long they'd like that DAI to be paid out over as well. As a reward for incentivizing solar panel owners, the users are then rewarded with Soleil tokens, like native token. Uses of that token undetermined as of yet, but because it kind of represents that the user's done a good thing, it's kind of like a pseudo carbon credit, hoping that other people will be able to kind of build an economy around this token and indirectly fight climate change by incentivizing people to use the Soleil platform. So because the DAI rewards act as an incentive for solar panel owners to scale up or get set up in the first place, and they also incentivize them to provide their data to us as well, so we can build up a large public data feed of solar energy generation data across loads of users, across loads of different providers. And we used Ceramic to store that on. Ceramic kind of built on top of IPFS, but lets us create kind of mutable data streams on top of it. And it's also a lot cheaper than storing it on chain. So we made 3 data feeds. So we've got a data feed for the energy generation per site that's registered, a data feed for the DAI earnings per site, and a data feed for the Soleil rewards per user. To make the payments gas efficient, we've looked to a cumulative Merkle drop solution. So instead of sending transactions to all of the users and all of the sites, we've got a Chainlink node that will analyze the data feeds and calculate the Merkle root of that, submit the Merkle root on chain, and then users are able to make claims through the website to claim their tokens when they're available to them. And they can do partial claims on that as well. The government grants already exist for solar panel owners in a lot of countries, but not in every country. And but this is potentially much more efficient. It's completely transparent and it's easy to analyze the growth of the network and the solar industry. You don't have to be a government to participate in this, but you could be. You could be like a company, individual, anything. And the data feed that we generate as part of this could be used in loads of other projects as well. So next steps would be to work on decentralizing this. There's a few centralized steps at the moment. So we could decentralize that at the data source level. So as well as comparing API monitoring API data with so we can compare that with satellite imaging data and weather data to kind of verify that it's true. We can also have multiple Chainlink nodes collaborating on maintaining the data feeds, and we can add governance into the system as well. So some examples of things we could add to improve the platform as well is that you could have users being able to direct their funds to sites in a certain location. So you might want to fund sites in developing nations, for example, or incentivize new sites, or pay sites more if they're giving more back to the grid rather than just using the energy themselves, stuff like that. So to grow the network, we'd obviously support more monitoring APIs. At the moment, we're only supporting one, and look to kind of kickstart the network with incentivizing initial users as well. But yeah, beyond the solar industry, this kind of pattern could be used for a different range of things. Anything where you can you have a lot of people that are contributing to a common goal, and the progress towards this goal can be measured empirically. You can reward them all in the same kind of way. So yeah, just some other examples where this could work is other sustainable energy sources. You could do one for open source software because you can measure the number of GitHub stars and forks. You can kind of get a judge of how useful a project is to people. Rewilding, reforestation using satellite data. You can, if you've got a landowner, they might register to the system and say, I'm going to rewild my farmland or something. And yeah, funding aid in developing nations. So you could have somebody say, I'm going to go and build a well, and you can verify that with satellite data, and like you can measure the progress basically towards helping a big goal. Yeah, whether that's energy as well or immunization rates in that country. That's it. I can show a quick bit of the web app, but yeah, just a big thank you to Chainlink and all the sponsors. Like some of the sponsor prizes are absolutely huge. It's insane.
Matt, in the interest of time, it's so cool.
Yeah,
Your front end is
cool.
so cool, though. In the interest of time, I do got to move
Sure.
us along.
Sure.
But I do want to do one question, Matt, especially for you and your teammates. So you're a hackathon veteran, right? This isn't your first rodeo. You've done a couple of these. What have you learned? What's the main differentiator between this hackathon and the last hackathon? And I think you won you won a prize 2 hackathons ago. Was that it? You won the main prize 2 hackathons ago?
Yeah, so it was in the first hackathon, which was really my first time doing any kind of blockchain stuff at all. That was only a year ago. But I was mostly doing the front end for that one. I didn't really understand, well, I didn't know any Solidity or anything back then. And over the past year, I've kind of gradually learned it in my own time. The last hackathon did some Solidity, done more in this one. Yeah, just learning more and more. Learned about ceramic this one, which was really interesting. I didn't know anything about them before, but
Awesome. Cool. Absolutely love that, man. Yeah. So a year ago, didn't know anything about Solidity, was new to blockchain. And now he's, you and your team, you're winning prizes. You're building these really cool projects. And Soleil, right? It's this fantastic tool that can help the world, right? Using blockchain. Absolutely phenomenal job, Matt, to you and your team. Your teammate is not here at the moment, unfortunately. What was their name again?
Sam Humby.
Sam Humby. So huge shout out to Sam Humby. For those of you in the comments saying, hey, where can I see a demo of this? 100% go to the dev post, the Chainlink Hackathon dev post for fall 2021. Look up Soleil. They have a link to their working demo, and it's really, really cool. So definitely be sure to check it out. So thank you so much, Matt and the Soleil team, and huge congratulations again. All right, cool. And Matt, if you could drop off the studio just so that other people could join. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. So awesome job. And that's just our first one, right? So a couple people in the comments I see going, oh my goodness, look at that. Look at that UI. Look at that use case. Really fantastic. Join Web3, join blockchain, right? In a year, he's learned Solidity, building these awesome tools, all these awesome protocols. And something I forgot to do was I forgot to talk a little bit more about why these winners are such a big deal, right? So just quickly looking back at the stream, our last hackathon winner, Bridge, raised $5.5 million, right? So these protocols, yeah, they're cool. They're hackathon winners. They also go on to build fantastic things, right? Vulcan Exchange from the hackathon back in spring brought on Mark Cuban as an investor, right? Which is absolutely massive. So, and a lot of projects actually do start from hackathons. For example, One Inch Exchange, you might have heard of them. They also started off as a hackathon project. And additionally, all of these projects that are participating here are going to be eligible for, or excuse me, all these projects that win here are going to be eligible for the VC pitch day, where they get to pitch their projects to venture capitalists to get some funding to take their ideas from idea to full-blown protocol. So who knows, in a year, maybe these are going to be the protocols that are dominating the Web3, that are dominating the block space. And I mean, we are just so excited for all these projects in general. But in any case, let's move right along, shall we? There's so many phenomenal products that we have to talk to. Additionally, be sure to reach out and say hi to these teams and ask them questions. Just really fantastic, really cool projects, right? Soleil is really, really cool, helping the environment, using blockchain. So, but moving right along, as I've said like 15 times now, we're going to go into the services category now. So what are Chainlink services? So Chainlink services are anything that helps the Chainlink ecosystem grow better, grow stronger, and do something, right? So these are the projects that enable developers to build more of these hybrid smart contracts in an easier way. And that's what these Chainlink services are. And that's exactly what the winners that you're about to see have exemplified. So let's jump right into the three winners. So we have Kotal, Adapter.js, and Chainlink Iris. So Kotal, first place with a $15,000 prize, Adapter.js with a $7,000 prize, and Chainlink Iris with a $3,000 prize in Link. I believe we have some of them here. I would love to start with Chainlink Iris. Chainlink Iris, are you in the chat here? Let me find you here. Ethan, yes. Ethan.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Welcome, Ethan. All right, so 5 minutes on the clock, my friend.
Okay.
Tell us about Chainlink Iris.
Yeah. Let me see if I can share my screen.
Oh, yes. Yeah, there's a little share screen button at the bottom.
All right, there we go. Can you see my slides?
You're in, my friend.
Awesome. All right, well, I just want to say thank you, first of all, to all the sponsors and to Chainlink. Super organized, this hackathon. Super impressive and a lot of great resources. So thank you. I guess I'll get right into it. My project is called Chainlink Iris. My name's Ethan Bond. So basically, the problem that I set out to solve was when I was, researching and brainstorming. I found, the whole purpose of Chainlink is, share data between oracles and everything. It seemed, if you don't have a specific, knowledge base to be able to interact with existing APIs or know how to make custom solutions for certain IoT devices like seen on this slide or certain sensors, for a non-technical person to be able to get data, real analog data that's in the world of atoms rather than the world of bits onto the blockchain. There's not a whole lot of solutions that I found for that are really broad and could fit a lot of use cases. And so I thought a lot about that and how could you make it so that, there's already an adapter in place and what could people use? And the solution that I came up with, I called Chainlink Iris. And basically, to go through an example, I think would be the best. It uses computer vision. So the example here would be, say you have a local sporting event. So in this slide, it's a hockey game. And you want to take data about that event and get it onto the blockchain for, whatever your use case, whether it's betting or just keeping a record of some kind. And, if it's a local hockey game, you're not going to have ESPN or Fox Sports recording those scores or the data about that. So the thought is that someone could register the event with Chainlink Iris. And with it, they register a data policy. So there would be a big set of data policies that say, hey, use this specific computer vision algorithm to extract this kind of data. This is what we want from the frames that are sent. And then anyone with a camera or like a smartphone would be able to, through the Chainlink Iris endpoint, stream video stream the frames of the event to Chainlink Iris, which would then implement that data policy and extract clean JSON like seen here. So that, it's very simple, this example, score, home, and away. So there's that. I was going to do a demo, and I'll give it a shot here, but my computer is running really slow. So I already have this event registered here, and the data policy, I call it, that I have for it is just to read text. So you can see me there. It's very rudimentary. I just have this piece of paper that says Chainlink on it. So let that register on there, and it's been recorded. And now if I go, I don't have the local node running to call this from a contract or anything, but I'll just show you at the endpoint, the API, if it loads. It's very basic GET request that just has the data. Yeah, see, that's running slow. So while that's loading, I guess one of the other cool features I when thinking about this is, if it were, democratized, you could have all sorts of people, anyone who they wants to could upload, stream video, and it would be kind of trustless. There would be no single person streaming the video. Here we go, it loaded. So we have Chainlink, we have the date, and I'll go over this. So one confirmation here means that only one person, only I right now am the one uploading this specific state of this event right now. One person has confirmed it. And this time off is something else I wanted to go over, was thinking about, how could we make it so it's really hard to, take over and hack this and have people send data about, other events. And the person who's putting on the event could use something like this. I called it, time off. And basically, it's just a bunch of boxes that have different colors. It represents binary, and it's a a mod of the timestamp from when the event has started. And obviously, this isn't random; it's just incrementing by one. But ideally, this would be, if this is in the frame, it would be another step to make it harder to fake what's going on in the frames, and you could be able to show, have more people submit data and have it all confirmed and synced up by time. So that was really the idea there. And that's about all I've got. So I'm going to stop sharing there.
Ethan, fantastic. Yeah, when I saw this, I was absolutely blown away. Like the demo that you did was really telling, right? In the video, for everybody who wants to go check it out, go to the Chainlink dev post again. He does a video where he shows it real time. He holds up little flashcards. They have, I think it was numbers or something.
Mm-hmm.
It interacts right with Chainlink node, and this is the power that we really have, right? It's truth, not trust. That's what we're looking for with blockchain. So Ethan, with something like this, which is so cool, like I feel like this is just, it's like cool, like this is cool. What is an application that you're most excited that would use Chainlink Iris?
I think the example I gave in there would be sports related, and not just for betting or whatever, but for for data, analysis, and anything sports, having like a decentralized sports API. I guess you could have like a casino with that or something. It just sounds like fun to have that and have no single authority that's determining where that information comes from. So.
Absolutely. Well, phenomenal job, Ethan. Congratulations on being a Chainlink Hackathon winner here.
Thanks so much. Yeah.
All right, great. We're moving on, right? I'm seeing some humorous comments here, but massive, absolutely massive, right? That fulfills kind of this ultimate vision of these smart contracts really doing anything, taking in this IoT data and being able to do really anything. Right. So this is really phenomenal, giving developers the ability to build more applications. So speaking of which, that leads us to our next winner, our second place services winner, Adapter.js. Adapter.js, are you here? I believe you are. I'm looking. I'm looking. Oh, maybe you're not here. Adapter.js might not be here, which is okay. Adapter.js, if you are here, just post in that private chat If you're not here and you come on later, we'll have you present a little bit later. So it looks like Adapter.js is not here. No worries. I'll do a quick explainer of what Adapter.js was. So for those of you who know, Chainlink nodes are 100% customizable. You can make them do whatever you want. As we just saw, right? We saw Ethan build Chainlink Iris, which customizes Chainlink nodes to be able to take in IoT data, right? To build these decentralized smart contracts that use, data that it sees in the real world. Now, building these external adapters can sometimes be a little bit tricky. They can be a little bit hard. You can be a phenomenal smart contract engineer and maybe need an external adapter to do something, and maybe you don't know how to build that external adapter. So Adapter.js is a no-code solution to building external adapters. It's a no-code solution to customizing your Chainlink node to be able to do literally anything. So Adapter.js really blew us away. It was a really fantastic project to give developers this tool to make it easier for them to customize their Chainlink nodes without even having to code, right? And some people who might be a little bit technical might be thinking, oh, well, they're engineers. Like, why would the coders not code? Engineers are just like the rest of us. We want the easy solution. We want the easy. If there's an easy button, I'm going to hit it, right? So this is an easy button for spinning up these external adapters. So awesome job to Adapter.js. Again, definitely go check them out on the dev post for this hackathon. And for first place, we have Kotal. Kotal, I believe you are here. I see your screen share, and I see you. Hello, welcome.
Hi, Dr. How are you?
Hey, doing
Thank
well.
you for the amazing event.
Thank you so much for being here. I'm really excited to hear about Kotal.
Yeah, I will start presenting now. So hi, everyone. Kotal is, I'm Mustafa Ghali, founder of Kotal. Kotal is an open source company with a vision of simplifying blockchain DevOps. So using Kotal, you can deploy nodes, you can expose API endpoints, and you can stake across multiple protocols with little or no blockchain DevOps experience. Currently, we are supporting Ethereum 1, Ethereum 2, IPFS, Filecoin, and the Polkadot protocols. And during the hackathon, within a few weeks, I and my team made Ahmed Salah. We have added support for Chainlink to Kotal. We love open source. Kotal source code is published on GitHub, so you can use our dashboard SDK API, and you can read our source code. You can contribute, fork, and you can support your protocol. You can even deploy it in your own infrastructure. Kotal is working on Google Cloud Platform, Microsoft Azure, AWS, DigitalOcean, Alibaba Cloud, or any environment where Kubernetes is available. So the core component of Kotal is blockchain Kubernetes operator. And we are building abstractions around it, like API, SDK, dashboard, and others. Here is an example of depending on centralized closed source infrastructure as service, like Infura. So Infura goes down for more than 8 hours back in the end of 2020. And the big exchanges like Binance stopped Ethereum transaction processing because they are depending on this provider. The same happened with Uniswap. Uniswap user wouldn't be able to access Uniswap to swap tokens because you are depending on the centralized closed source Cloudflare IPFS gateway. You can think of Kotal as an open source alternative to centralized API gateway and node as service companies. You can think of Kotal as like GitLab to GitHub. It's open source. You can download it and you can deploy it in your own infrastructure to manage your nodes and manage the whole life cycle of your blockchain ops. After the hackathon, we will continue hacking and we will continue developing our product. We will support more protocols like Polygon, Graph, Binance Chain, Solana Stacks, and others. And you will continue building a managed hosted service of Kotal. Thank you, Patrick, and I'm ready for answering any question.
Awesome. Yeah, this was another project that I watched the video, and it was literally just like click, click, click. Okay, the Chainlink node spun up, and I was like, I need this. I want this. Absolutely fantastic. What was
the alternative is reading tons of documentation, and it's
what was that?
It's tricky and hard.
It can be, right? It can be a little bit tricky, and just having like an easy button, again, like I just said, for developers is fantastic. So let me ask you a quick question here. What was the inspiration behind doing kind of this node as a service here? What was the what got you into this?
Yeah, the inspiration is that in every ecosystem there is a closed source node as a service and API gateway that is consuming the majority of dApps traffic, like in Infura, for example, in Ethereum ecosystem, more than 90% of traffic is flowing through Infura. And when Infura goes down, all dApps goes down. The same with Cloudflare RBFS and with services like Binata and others. So we are providing an open source alternative to the solutions.
Awesome. Absolutely phenomenal here. So any developer for your next project, maybe take a look at Codal, right? It may give you that edge. So thank you so much for being here, and huge congratulations for being the first place winner of the Services Award.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
All right, great. So, we have Adapter.js here. Thank you so much, everybody in the comments for mentioning that. Again, apologies. There's a cap to the number of people who could be backstage. Wasn't aware of this previously. But Morgan, you were with us. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the stream.
Thank you so much. Yeah, a little difficulty there, but we are ready to go.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm
so
sure
I'll
a much better explainer of Adapter.js than I did. So excited for this.
Yeah. So what Adapter.js is it's an external adapter, which makes it much easier to add customization to your Chainlink request. So right now, you'd have to build your own external adapter if you wanted to have custom functionality to your Chainlink request. And so why did I make Adapter.js? Because smart contract development is honestly hard enough already. And so if we can limit whatever difficulties are there while developing an external adapter, I'm all for it. And so basically, for other hackathon participants, you might have had difficulty setting up an external adapter yourself, either like getting the code to run or finding a node operator to host your adapter for you. And it's also a struggle for node operators because every time someone wants to add new functionality to a Chainlink request, they need to create a new bridge and a new job. And this is the problem that Adapter.js is trying to solve. So instead of you needing to create your own external adapter to make a customized Chainlink request, you can just send a custom request right to Adapter.js. So here's just an example of what a request would look like. So as you can see, it's just got some filler data in here. But basically, whatever code you send as a string to the external adapter will get executed, and the return value of that code is what is going to be returned on chain. So an additional thing that external adapters do is they let you access authenticated APIs. Think like Twitter, for example. You need an authentication key to be able to get data from Twitter. And Adapter.js actually also allows you to do that while maintaining privacy of your authentication keys. And this is accomplished by essentially uploading your keys to the Adapter.js database. And then when you make a request on chain, you can reference those uploaded keys and make the request without actually exposing those API keys in a public on-chain request. So I've kind of got a demonstration of how that would be accomplished here. So in this example, we're actually going to be making a call to Twitter and just checking a Boolean value. Did Elon Musk's latest tweet mention Bitcoin? So one of the cool things that I developed with this is this simulator. So this is the kind of no code part that Patrick was talking about. So instead of you needing to write Solidity code, for example, you do need to know JavaScript. So it's not completely no code, but JavaScript's fairly easy to learn, and that's really all you need to know is just a few lines of JavaScript. So what you would do here is you'd go to adapterjs.link, and then you get this really easy to use menu where you put in everything that you want. So first you put the URL that you're trying to hit. You've got your authentication token. Thankfully, this is cut off, so you are not seeing my whole token there. And then you can actually go ahead and upload this to the external adapter. So this authentication header is not included in your on-chain request. And then you actually put the address of the smart contract, which is allowed to use this authentication header. So not just anyone can use your private tokens in a request. And then just a reference ID to reference that. And then we can send a test request first just to make sure it's working. So you don't have to test it on chain. As you can see, false. Elon's latest tweet did not mention Bitcoin. And then finally here, we can click the generate code button. And what this will do, this will actually generate the Solidity code. And it's got just some instructions here for a little bit of setup. But really, you can just copy and paste this whole thing right into your smart contract, deploy it, and you're good to go. So you can see an example of that right here. This is the string that's going to be sent to the external adapter in the Chainlink request, and it's got your custom code right there. So we'll go ahead and check this out. So the initial value we set to true, and then after we actually get the response from the Chainlink node, it will set to false. There we go. So then they've got one other feature that I do want to go over with this. And in addition to being able to access any authenticated APIs, if you have a really large bit of JavaScript code, say like 50, 100 lines, maybe 1,000 lines, you can actually upload that JavaScript file to IPFS instead of sending all your code as a string in an on-chain request. Then you'll just send the content ID of that JavaScript file, where the external adapter will now download that file and execute it to process the data that was fetched during the HTTP request. I do have a quick example of that. So again, make it as easy as possible. You don't have to know how to even write Solidity. So you come into this tool we got here, paste in the URL. In this case, we're going to go to an altcoin news page and just return back the most mentioned top 50 altcoin on that page. So it uses web3.storage to upload the JavaScript file. I've already got it all loaded. We'll send request. I had already sent it before. So Luna looks like it's most mentioned. It was mentioned 4 times. And then finally, we generate the code. So this code can then be pasted into the smart contract. I've got an example of it here. And then we'll run it. And it should let us know that same value on chain. So it should say an initial value here in a second.
You want to zoom in just a hair?
Sure. Yeah. Well, you can see it's Luna there. Not too interesting. So we'll keep it moving here. So as for future plans for this project, so the future goal is to actually deploy this external adapter for nodes for Ethereum, Polygon, Binance Smart Chain, and Avalanche, and also any other chains where users think they might actually use it, anything that supports Chainlink. I also want to add support for long strings. Currently, it only supports the basic Ethereum types, bytes 32, ints, bool, etc. Well, I guess those are all of them. And then also support multivariable responses, which is something that Chainlink has fairly recently added as an ability. Then also, I want to add the ability for users to import kind of more common Node.js modules. So instead of having to pack everything into a single JavaScript file and upload it, you can just import things. For example, Axios, if you want to make multiple HTTP requests and maybe combine all that data and do a single post of all that data on chain, that's going to be possible very soon. And then also just continuing to add functionality, like I mentioned, the modules, and then expand documentation as well. So I also do have an ask. I would love people to join the adapterjs.link Discord. So just go to adapterjs.link, click the contact button, and you'll be able to join our Discord. I'm currently seeking some feedback on what blockchains people would like deployed to, and just kind of what people are looking for new features.
Awesome. Well, Morgan, this is fantastic. I'm so excited that you did get a chance to present. Apologies for the little technical difficulty there. There are so many developers in the chat, and this is one of the things I love about this is you can tell there are developers watching this, right? Because you had so many people being like, I need that, I want this for all these services, right? And for this one in particular too. So I do have a quick question. So what's your background, right? How did you know, and how did you learn to use all these tools together? What's your background? What are you expertise in?
Actually, robotics is has been my main focus, but I kind of fell in love with blockchain shortly after I got my degree. So graduated in December with robotics, and then kind of realized like, wait, blockchain's really cool, and I can much more easily work from home if I'm doing blockchain stuff. So got super passionate about it. Just started researching, and one of the things I really am interested in is the Oracle problem. I think it's the most interesting part of smart contracts, and I really want people to be able to access just any data on the internet very easily. And that was kind of something I've always been passionate about. And once I started, actually, I kind of started off going a little bit of a different direction when I started the hackathon. I didn't 100% know I wanted to do this. But as I started making an external adapter, I realized like, I mean, it's not super hard, but it is a little bit more technical. And if I could just build something to make that easier, well, that would improve the ecosystem and just make blockchain that accesses data from the real world much easier for developers to actually make a reality.
Absolutely. I love the mission, love the philosophy, love the mentality. I feel like the three of you should all just get together and just build it. The sky's the limit.
When I saw the Chainlink Iris project, especially like, because that was the first one I saw. Yeah. Like I was like, I really want to get involved with that. I'm hoping we can connect because I think that you can make a larger vision of making these customized Chainlink requests much more accessible for people and super powerful.
Ethan and Morgan going to do great things in the future. Awesome. Well, fantastic job. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for presenting and showing us that. Huge congratulations.
Thanks.
All right, great. So that is the services track. Amazing projects here. We have a couple more, right? What do we have left? What do we have left here? We have gaming, DeFi, DAO, and Grand. And we are going to go in that order. We're going to go right to the NFT and gaming. This is another $15,000 prize in Link token. The NFT and gaming winner is Space Tombo. Huge congratulations to Space Tombo. Hopefully I'm saying the name of your protocol right. I'm gonna pull all of you up on now. Oh, I have one Space Tombo. Where's the rest of Space Tombo? That's the share screen. We have two. Oh,
hi Patrick.
How's it going?
Good. It's actually my screen that's shared.
It's
so
your mic.
Yeah, the rest of the team was supposed to be there, but they couldn't make it. So they had a bit of a presentation made, but I didn't pick it up. So I'm gonna improvise a little bit on this. So basically, great. For Space Tombo, the idea was to when you want to donate some money to a charitable organization. Like most of the time, the process to do it is very formal. Like, you donate the money through, PayPal or some kind of regular banking system. And then you just go through and great, you're participated into the event, but you don't feel like so rewarded as much. And so we were like, okay, how can we use blockchain to secure a way to get into people into lotteries that would help like great social project, but at the same time, how can we bring more people? Well, let's implement gamification, and that's the whole idea behind Space Tombo. So basically, what you do, you create a lottery for a specified charitable organization, which has an Ethereum address, and then you push the lottery events and all the parameters of the lottery on chain, and then everyone can participate to it. And once you participate to the lottery, you get a ticket back, and that ticket is an NFT. And what's the most interesting part is that this NFT is actually dynamic. What does that mean? That means that the lottery has many events. And So all the money raised through buying those tickets are handed to one specific pool that's called the Earth pool. And so every funds in the Earth pool will go into the charitable organization address at the end of the lottery. And there are multiple periods that I will just come here. So it's kind of a technical diagram, but it's a good way to understand.
Hey, you're I'm not sure if there's a setting you can adjust. Your mic is giving some serious feedback.
Okay, let me see. Is it a bit better?
No.
Sorry about that.
No worries. Yeah, we'll just keep going. We'll just keep going.
I'm not sure I can improve that. Okay, so sorry everyone for the quality of the audio today. So basically, you just create the lottery, and all the parameters of the lottery, the parameters of the events are sent on chain, and so each event will basically pick some NFTs down the line. So let's say you have 100% participating into the lottery. At each event, there is a 50% halving. So let's say event 1, you only have 50 people remaining. And actually, we modify the NFT by modifying the image of the NFT. And so we can do that, and it's randomly picked using Chainlink VRF, which is awesome. So each event just triggers a Chainlink VRF command that with a callback calls the event. So once the lottery is created, we have to fund the lottery with links in order for it to just be able to start. And once it's funded with enough links, the participation period starts. So everyone can get in. It's very easy for anyone just to buy a ticket. Then the participation period just ends at some timestamp defined at the lottery creation. And then we have the preparation period. So during this period, you can do a bunch of marketing about the lottery, just telling everybody about the lottery, and getting some hype around the lottery. And you can modify your NFT, and I will enter into. I will just show a use case real quick after that. And then the preparation period ends, and then you get all the events. And for now, anyone can trigger them, but we are planning on implementing Chainlink keepers to just trigger those events. And I forgot to mention, but the price of the tickets are set in a fixed price in USD, and this is made possible through Chainlink price feed. So really fast, I'll show you a use case here. That's the name comes from there. It's Space Tombo. So it's a lottery that happens in space. Basically, you get your ticket as an NFT, and so you can mint it. Let's say here I can choose and pick my ticket. I will pick my little spaceship here, mint it. Then I can confirm, and then I have right now my lottery ticket. And then during the preparation period, I will be able to add some shields, basically bonuses to this spaceship. And then at every event, the spaceship will evolve. So let's say there is a storyline. All the spaceships just take off from Earth at event 1, and they reach the atmosphere. And so a good portion of those spaceships are just destroyed. And so at the end of all the events, you only have 3 winners. And again, these 3 winners, this is programmable at lottery creation. Everything is set on-chain at the beginning. And so, and the 3 remaining NFTs are the one who keep their image actually clean. All the other ones just have a wreckage of spaceship remaining. So that's pretty cool. And the last event triggers the release of the funds from the Earth pool to the organization. So yeah, really quickly, that's a very important point. All the funds raised during the preparation period, so which is here, goes to another pool that's called the Moon Pool, and all the Moon Pool funds will be released. So there is a percentage for the charitable organization, a percentage for the winners. So actually getting in
I'm gonna
into the lottery,
ask
and
to speed up a little bit just because
okay,
the
yeah.
feedback is
Well, basically just a win-win situation in which you can you enter the lottery, but you also have a chance to get some money back, and it's fun at the same time.
Awesome. Yeah, this project is so cool, right? And the thing is, I think you won a couple other awards as well. Just did absolutely phenomenal at this hackathon. Yeah, really cool project. Art is fantastic. The code was really clean. But yeah, what's next? What are you looking to do now?
Well, so the next thing is to implement the keepers, just continue to develop the project. We have an idea of creating a DAO that will enable like people to get involved and actually help choosing what is the next charitable organizations we want to pick for the future of our spaceships. So this is what's up for the future, and I invite everyone to just go on the website and look at the white paper. There's going to be a V2 version that's going to be available soon. So yeah, and I just want to give a huge shout out to the team. So Socks and Juicy, they made an awesome work. So props to them.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Huge congrats to you and your entire team. Really fantastic project. All right, cool. Well, moving right along here, just really cool project. Again, if you want to go check it out, go onto that to the Chainlink dev post there and play the game. Right, it's fun. Like it's the graphics are really cool. Definitely be sure to check it out. Huge congratulations there. So where are we at now? What are we doing now? Oh, DeFi. DeFi. Do people in the chat know what DeFi is? Do we know what DeFi is? I think we do. DeFi, or decentralized finance. This is the project that built a DeFi integration with Chainlink. As a lot of you know, Chainlink is the backbone for I want to say the majority of DeFi protocols, or a large quantity of DeFi protocols. I think it's helping secure some like 60, 80 billion total value locked right now, something like that. So these are the projects that took that and said, we're going to go further. We're going to integrate Chainlink and DeFi as well. And this project is going to win $15,000 in Link as well. So the DeFi project winners are actually two: Tradeboard and Krypton. We actually had a hard time picking just one, so we ended up doing two, which is going to be Tradeboard and Krypton. Huge congrats to both teams. Both of you are going to win $15,000. So huge congrats. First, we're going to have Tradeboard go. Tradeboard. Which one is Tradeboard? Looking in my chat here. Let me switch back to the stream. Is Tradeboard is Mike. Okay, we have Mike. Mike, is your teammate here too?
Hi, Patrick. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. We can all hear you. Is your
okay,
teammate
no,
here?
my teammate is just listening to us. So thanks for the introduction and choosing us. I can't express how happy and honored I am. I know it's a cliche, but I want to thank my teammate Jiri and everyone who helped us during this journey. So without further ado, let's get started. You have probably heard of index funds. Basically, index funds are a basket of stocks like S&P. And in blockchain world, it's a basket of cryptocurrencies, which everyone can invest into. But there are some problems with current index funds. They need some kind of management because index funds should always keep a balance between a volume of assets. let's say we want to always have a ratio of 1 to 5 between Ethereum and Chainlink, and keeping this ratio while allowing everyone to invest and redeem with their favorite asset is a challenge. Okay, I'm seeing that you are showing our project. I'm gonna show the slides. Don't worry. Okay, give me a second. Okay. So the challenge is keeping the portfolio balanced while making it easy for the investors to enter and exit. And this is a trade-off. You cannot have both at the maximum. So we made some kind of index fund with a little bit flexibility. This flexibility allows investors to enter and exit with lowest possible fees, even though they are investing with only one asset. If they want to invest balanced, there would be no fee for them. So we have a example here. We wanted to make a motion graphic, but it was too hard for us, so we made a couple of slides, and I'm gonna go through them fast so you can pretend that it's a motion graphic. So we have a initialized index fund, and as you see, we have token B and C, and they are balanced. And anyone can invest in balanced form and without any fee, and he gets his shares, as you can see, or he can redeem his tokens and get the shares back. And it's a well state. Everyone is happy. Now let's say someone comes and he only has the coin B. He adds the coin B to the mutual fund, and now it's unbalanced. He gets the shares, but he also has to pay a small fee. And this fee goes to a prize pool. And this prize pool will incentivize anyone who wants to take opportunity to get these prize pool. And by doing that, he will make the mutual fund balanced again. We'll see how it happens. Now let's say we have an unbalanced index fund, and someone comes and redeems the tokens B, right? And he gets the reward. Now or someone can come and add some C to the index fund, and it's gonna get to the balanced form again. Now we have some definition. It's a slippage, and that's the flexibility I've talked about. We can set a maximum slippage on an index fund, and the index fund's portfolio would not go further than this slippage. Okay, let me show the website. It's tradeboard.io. I encourage you to go and check it and give us feedback. I don't know why this image is gone. Okay. We have an index fund here. I'm gonna show how it happens in action. As you can see, the index fund started with some money, and someone invested unbalanced, and he had to pay some fee, 67 cents. And someone else came and redeemed some coins, and because he made the index fund a little bit more balanced, he gets some incentives. As you can see here, we have some bigger players who invested and make it first unbalanced and then again balanced. So here it was the idea, and we implemented an MVP, and we wanted to make it even cross-chain using Chainlink. That's it. Do you have any questions?
Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm saying it over and over again. But all these products are so cool. Like this is one of these products where like I saw this and I was like, oh, I want to use this like ASAP. So I guess that's going to be my next question. What are your plans on rolling out and moving forward?
Okay, as I said, one of the plans is to make it cross-chain. Imagine you have a index fund from 10 different chains, and you only have to invest with one of chains, and you instantly access to assets from 10 different chains. And the other one is to apply this idea also to mutual funds. As you can see, we are planning to apply the same idea to mutual funds. So mutual fund, the differentiate between a mutual fund and index fund is that a mutual fund has an active manager who will manage the fund. And we also can apply this and reduce the costs of mutual funds. That's it.
Love it. Awesome. Fantastic. Well,
thank you.
Huge congratulations to you and your teammate who's listening, who is not sharing. Really fantastic job, and really excited to see the future of this project.
Thank you.
All right, great. And with that, we're going to move on to the other DeFi winner, which is going to be Krypton, who is also here. I think it's Michael. You're here, yes? Michael, it's
Hey,
you.
Patrick. Nice to meet you. Yeah.
Hello. Nice to meet you as well. And I believe you're sharing your screen.
Oh, yeah. So let me just move over to the slides, and I'm going to talk a little bit about it, and then we can get into some questions later on.
Awesome.
So I'm going to stop the camera, if that's okay, and then just talk about it. And so, first of all, I want to say that thank you so much for putting together this hackathon. So everyone, the judges, the sponsors, the organizers. These hackathons are really an amazing opportunity for people to learn. That's what I did when I participated in the hackathon. I think 6 months ago or something in the spring. I didn't submit anything. Basically I spent all my time learning about Chainlink technology, learning about blockchains and so on and so forth. I'm actually quite recently into blockchains. Took my first Solidity course in January and realized there's just endless possibilities, endless opportunities. You can build and invent anything you want and nobody can stop you. So blockchains are really a way to solve some of the society's biggest problems. And none of the centralized incumbents can do anything to prevent you from doing what you want to do. So what I think is that looking back, the landscape, the technological landscape in blockchains just changed significantly in the last couple of years. So if you go back to things like Uniswap, Synthetics, other, the first wave of DeFi protocols, which essentially came out, I think, of 2017, 2018, they didn't have the technology we have today. And so Krypton would not be possible if we did not have high-performance blockchains like Avalanche, if we did not have Chainlink's technology. So Chainlink is quite integral to what we're doing with Krypton. And so Krypton is trying to solve an age-old problem, which is that in all of trading, there is losses to toxic traders. So in DeFi, there's front-running sandwich attacks. In classic markets, there's front-running too, but there's typically something called adverse selection, that you trade against someone who knows more than you do. And adverse selection is the reason that bid-ask spread exists. So a market maker doesn't want to be taken advantage of by an informed trader. They put up a bid-ask spread and make back the spread from the regular traders, the uninformed traders. In AMMs, that's basically the price impact or the slippage. To some extent, also the fees that you pay, like the 30 basis points that you pay in Uniswap. And what sets blockchains and DeFi apart from centralized finance is that everything is public, right? All the transactions that are going to happen, all the trades are public. And so a toxic trader, a hedge fund, a high-frequency trader doesn't even need to pay a retail broker, like Robinhood for order flow. They can just look it up publicly. But they need a way to implement their trades. So this leads to a certain race to be the first. And what you see in centralized markets is that HFTs, high frequency traders, try for very low latency. So they go to absurd lengths to just beat everyone else to market, right? So whoever is first will win the prize, so to speak. So they will be able to buy or sell the entire quantity that's available at a certain price before everyone else can. And that is, in some sense, the fundamental reason that a lot of these toxic trading schemes, like front running, like adverse selection, like sandwich attacks, and so on and so forth, they exist because existing trading systems like AMMs and limit order books they work on a first come, first served basis. If you're first, you are able to buy whatever you want at a certain price. You can, if there's a misvaluation, you can, just arbitrage to the max. Now, in decentralized systems, the way this works is to basically collude with a miner. So in the past, you would have had to set up a mining operation, or you would have had to win a priority gas auction. Now, as of this year, there's something which is called flashbots, and it's essentially, I think, an Airbnb for toxic traders. So they can just rent out space in the next block to arrange existing trades and fill in their own trades the best way they want. And so this toxic trading through flashbots has led to almost $750 million in value lost to DeFi users. So that's huge, and it's getting bigger and bigger. There's been exponential growth this year, which is mostly due to the growth in flashbots adoption. Now, as of a few months ago, the growth rate is still exponential, but at a lower rate. That's because you can't grow by more than 100%, so they have to find other ways to grow. If you look at the breakdown by protocol, where are traders losing the most? And it's obvious that it's in DeFi, but it's actually in decentralized exchanges. So it's no surprise that most of that happens on AMMs because they are the most popular protocols and their mechanisms are not very economically efficient. But a significant amount happens on a limit order book, DYDX, which actually did not become very big until a few months ago when they moved to their own layer 2. And so this graph is directly from flashbots. They're very open about what they're doing. And it is since the beginning, cumulative, since the beginning of 2020. And so it's quite remarkable that a limit order book is already such a big place where toxic trading takes place. But of course, just like in centralized finance, in decentralized finance, limit order books don't protect regular traders. They don't protect the little guy, so to speak. And the little guy can actually not just be retail investors, but they can be pension funds, they can be mutual funds. So they're kind of all paying for the winnings of a few very, very sophisticated, very fast, very well capitalized traders. So what Krypton tries to do is essentially to level the playing field. So Krypton has a mechanism where a latency advantage simply does not matter, right? It counts for nothing. And so the way that is implemented is that rather than executing orders or trades in single bursts, like concentrate a certain finite quantity in an infinitesimal point in time, it executes orders as flow over time. And everyone who trades at a certain point in time trades at the same price. So it is very, very difficult to get a speed advantage. Two orders arriving in the same block, they start at the same point in time. So if you want to be first as a toxic trader, you would have to buy out the entire block on flashbots, which is expensive. And that would only give you a one block.
Michael, I know there's a lot to go over for this, but in the interest of time,
I'm about finished.
Oh,
Thank
perfect.
you so much,
Okay,
Patrick.
cool.
Thanks.
I was curious if you're going to do a demo.
Yeah, no, we're not going to do a demo.
Okay,
I mean,
gotcha.
It's kind of, you can watch the video, you can check it out for yourself, which I actually encourage you to do. So if you have one block time advantage, which is 1 second on Avalanche, and your trade goes on for maybe 1,000 seconds or something, 1,000 blocks, there's not much they can take advantage of. So it doesn't pay for toxic traders to be on Krypton. So I'm just, in the interest of time, I'm just going to skip that. You can, please check out the demo. So I want to say a few words about the protocol architecture. So of course, this protocol is, I think, fairly economically efficient. There's very little that sophisticated traders can do to take advantage of ordinary people. But that comes at the cost of very high computational complexity for the matching engine, for order processing, so on and so forth. So what we're doing is we are putting all of the computationally intensive code off the blockchain and onto decentralized Chainlink Oracle nodes. This way, all that the smart contract on-chain does is to process transfer of tokens, which is order settlement, and kind of update order structs. So it's very, very gas efficient. And once again, that's enabled really by the decentralized network and external adapters. And so in the interest of time, I'm not going to go into detail on how this works. It's essentially, I think, a hybrid smart contract. We use Merkle trees, just like the Soleil project. So I was very happy to see that these projects are getting more and more technically sophisticated. There's certainly a lot of opportunity. And so let me just close by saying that if you're interested, if you want to stop being cannon fodder for toxic traders, please check us out. Our website is www.krypton.exchange. We have a testnet, which is really just an early proof of concept, so no great graphical user interface. If you want to get in touch with us, join us on Telegram. Our channel is called Krypton Exchange, and here's the invite link. So once again, thanks to everyone. Congratulations to the other winners. Thanks, Patrick.
Awesome. Yeah, I saw this, and for those of you who are kind of trying to follow along, and maybe it's a little too technical. Basically, exchanges get front run a lot, and so this is an exchange where you can be protected from a lot of this latency issues, right? So you're not going to get screwed over using some of these exchanges, which is awesome, right? It's all powered by kind of this super innovative technology using Chainlink as a backbone here. So Michael, my question for you is simply, when can I use this?
Oh yeah, so there's still a lot to do. So we want to add some more functionality. We need to get the contracts audited, which is probably a much bigger deal since there's also this off-chain code in Python. Then we need to strike some agreements with node operators. So this is really as decentralized as possible. That's the promise. My hope is that probably in the first half of 2022, this should be going live.
That is incredibly exciting. Incredibly exciting. Well, thank you so much, Michael, for being here. Huge congratulations, and really looking forward to the future of your protocol and what you're working on.
Thanks, Patrick. I truly appreciate it. Thank you.
Awesome. And so that was another one where he said, you heard him speaking a little bit. He was like, yeah, I kind of showed up to Spring. I didn't really know what I was doing. Blockchain's kind of new. And then he just built this better DEX. Absolutely insane. Like in 6 months, or maybe he's been around Solidity a little bit longer, but he's learning Solidity. He got into this, and now he's building these amazing protocols. So this is absolutely something that you can do as well. So we have 2 more prizes, which is DAOs and the grand prize. However, we have a surprise new category that we introduced a little bit late called the off-chain compute. And don't worry if you didn't apply for it. We basically look to see, what type of off-chain compute functionality your projects use. Did they use keepers? Did they use VRF? Did they use some kind of really cool off-chain mechanic that does something really unique? And so we added this new category called the off-chain compute category. And this was another $15,000 category that we added, but we didn't tell anybody. So sometimes this happens in hackathons. We add new categories. It is what it is. And the off-chain compute winner is going to be the protocol NFT Meltdown. So NFT Meltdown, congratulations. You also have won $15,000 in Link. And I believe you're here. I believe it's Caleb. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's Caleb. And Caleb, is there anybody else on your team here?
Yeah, we got Vasily as well.
Vasily, that's right. Okay, great. Let me pull Vasily on. Hello. Welcome.
Hello, Patrick.
Hey, Patrick. How you going?
Well, huge. I'm doing fantastic. I'm doing even better now that you're here. Huge congrats on your project. Really cool project. 5 minutes on the clock to tell us about it.
Thank you. What a surprise. All right, let me try and get this going here. I will share my entire screen. All right, can you guys see that now? So yeah, hey everyone, my name's Caleb and I'm here with Vasily. We're presenting Meltdown, an NFT candle auction platform on the blockchain. So why did we create another NFT candle auction platform, right? There are auction platforms that already exist, and how are they different to existing solutions? Well, back in March of 2021, Beeple auctioned off Everydays as an NFT at the Christie's auction house, if you guys remember. This artwork actually sold for a record-breaking $69 million. However, shortly after the auction was finished, billionaire Justin Sun claimed that his bid of $79 million was not accepted on the website due to a glitch. But as it was sold on a centralized platform, it's difficult to verify and audit this missing bid. But, this might have cost Beeple up to $10 million. And this problem of transparency and auditability on these really expensive and high stakes auctions is what inspired us to make something better. Today, NFTs mostly represent just artwork and digital assets, but we believe that in the future, there's no reason why they can't represent the right to any high value property. So this could be land or houses. So it's quite important that we actually figure out how to sell these things trustlessly and fairly as well. Current on-chain systems are inefficient and also vulnerable to front-running and MEV extraction. And as we discussed, centralized solutions, although they're efficient, they have counterparty risk and they're also opaque. So we created Meltdown as a fair, efficient, and decentralized auction protocol as our solution to the growing needs of NFT buyers and sellers.
So the question may be, what is a candle auction and how they help us solve this problem? Candle auctions were originally used in the 19th century as a fair way to auction ships. A candle was lit and bids were placed as the candle burnt down. When the flame went out, the person with the highest bid at the time would win the auction. So we have developed the first NFT candle auction system made possible by Chainlink. Here's how it works. An NFT owner can create an auction and specify the time at which the auction will end, as well as the length of the closing window. So the auction can terminate at any point during that closing window. The actual termination point will be decided retroactively using Chainlink's verifiable random functions. Whoever is the highest bidder at that point will win the NFT. The loser bids are returned so the users can withdraw them, and the NFT seller collects the highest bid. Candle auctions have several advantages that are especially useful in a blockchain environment. Since nobody knows exactly when the auction will end, nobody can snipe the auction at the last minute. And candle auctions are efficient as they finalize in a finite amount of time. Also, Meltdown is a non-cryptographic auction system, meaning that smart contracts themselves can also place bids on auctions. This means that candle auctions are more fair, more decentralized, and more transparent than other types of auctions. So all of these advantages increase confidence for buyers and lead to higher revenues for sellers. So I think we're going to show you a quick live demo of Meltdown now. Here you can see it. The DApp is actually live, so you can access it at app.nftmelt.org on the Coven testnet. As you can see, there are already a few auctions that have been created. These two have already been finalized. And this one, this one over there is still running. So let's take a look at the one that is still live. Here we go. So this is what an auction page looks like. As you can see, we have the NFT on the left, on the top left, and we've got the bid chart on the right. You can see that we also have two bidders represented by these lines and also down at the very bottom. And the winner will be decided in about 4 hours, 28 minutes, and 8 seconds. So the red part in the graph is the closing period we talked about earlier, and the auction can end at any point in that red section. When the auction ends, the Chainlink keeper nodes that are watching our contract will generate a random number using Chainlink's VRF service, and this will be used to fairly determine the winner.
Awesome. So let's actually try and place a bid on this auction live. Let's see how this goes. So we'll just press add to bid. I've already got some ETH in my Coven account, and I quite like this NFT, so I'm going to try and bid 0.1 ETH. I'm going to hit update bid, and we can confirm this transaction. Coven's been a little bit funny recently, but let's see if this goes through. We should be able to see that bid pop up on the bid chart here. While that's confirming, shout out to Morales and DApp Tools. So those are the two frameworks we use to develop this. And here we go. So we can see here that we now have, this is us, 0.1 ETH, and hopefully we can win this NFT. So we bid before the closing window. So this bid is guaranteed to actually count for this auction. Yeah, that pretty much wraps us up in terms of our presentation. Just like to say a massive thanks to Patrick, especially. I think your enthusiasm definitely made this a very enjoyable experience, as well as everyone in the Chainlink Discord and the community. Me and Vasily, we actually met in the Chainlink Discord. So yeah, we are definitely, Meltdown wouldn't have been possible without all you guys. Yeah, that's it. Thanks a lot.
Awesome. Absolutely fantastic. Meeting friends in the community. Welcome to blockchain. Welcome to Web3. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, and this is one of these projects that's really cool, right? Because as you said at the beginning, you were like, oh, like we've seen candle auctions before, but this is much more fair and actually truly decentralized, right? It's all about truth as opposed to trust. So really cool job here. So it's live on Coven right now. I think you kind of mentioned you were alluding to some next steps. What are those next steps for you here?
So the next steps would be L2, of course. Everyone loves lower fees, faster transactions. And in addition to that, just getting the contracts to the point of being really compatible with other protocols, interoperable.
Awesome. Absolutely. Well, huge congrats once again. Congratulations on winning the super secret new surprise category.
Yeah, thank you, Patrick.
And
Thanks,
really
Patrick.
excited, really excited to see what you both do in the future, and really excited to see the future of this project.
Awesome. Have a good evening.
You too. Whew. These projects are so sick. They're so cool. They're all so cool, and they all do fantastic things, and they provide these services, and they give more and more and more utility to this world that we absolutely love, and we need to make build a better future. So we have two projects left. DAO and then the grand prize. And I know the people behind stage, I didn't tell them who wins, so they're kind of, they're a little bit nervous as to what's going to win what. So let me jump back to the stream real quick. I guess this will be a real quick screen anyways, but the DAO winner, the winner of the DAO protocol, another $15,000 prize in Link token, goes to the Governor C project. I'm really excited to hear Governor C talk, because when I saw this, I lost my mind. I was like, this is super, super cool. The Governor C team is here. I'm going to be grabbing them, adding them to stream here. I think this is the team. I think it's the three of you. Am I missing anybody, or did I add somebody incorrectly?
It's okay. I'm gonna present. So yeah.
Perfect. Well, welcome to the stream, and huge congrats.
Oh my God, it's a really great honor to present today. Yeah. Hi, this is Ellen Park, the member of Team Governor C, and we have 4 members in our team, including me. Also, other team members are Sang-Hyun Park, Ingun Kim, and Jumo Lee, and all of them are really good blockchain developers. So in this project, in this hackathon, our team developed a smart contract named Governor C. So this is a fully decentralized Sybil-resistant quadratic voting system based on Chainlink VRF. So recently, as you all know, DAO has emerged as an innovative organization system for the healthy community governance. And our team believes this is a new governance system for the coming Web3 ecosystem. The key for building successful DAO is making fair governance systems so lots of community members can make their voices and lead the group to the better direction. To build better DAO environment, many DAO participants try to develop governance voting system in better way. So quadratic voting method, which make cost of purchasing tickets increase exponentially, has emerged to compensate for the weakness of existing methods like $1 one vote. However, this new method is also exposed to risk of Sybil attack. By creating multiple accounts, several voters with bad intentions can show inappropriate voting power. So our team would like to suggest improved voting system smart contract Governor C. This is a fully decentralized civil resistance quadratic voting system based on Chainlink VRF. So we are going to release this smart contract as an open source. To make our solution fully decentralized, we use a lot of existing blockchain services, as you can see on the screen. To make Sybil resistance quadratic voting system, we suggest a new voting method called probabilistic quadratic voting. So in this hackathon, in this Chainlink hackathon, we developed 3 things. First, the PQV method to improve existing quadratic voting system. Second, voting contract system called Governor C based on PQV method and Chainlink VRF. Last, we built a service by using Governor C contract we developed. So first, PQV is a civil resistance quadratic voting system this team developed. This method makes it always a lose to do civil attack by applying probabilistic element and quadratic voting. So this team did a simulation based on Pareto distribution. High similarity with quadratic voting and civil resistance have proved. And we also found the most optimal hyperparameter based on the simulation. The governor C, Charlie, is a smart contract for voting system based on PQV we suggested. We use Chainlink VRF to implement the probability factor of PQV. To make this open source solution more scalable, this contract follows the compound governance module standard, which is one of the most widely used standard in DAO ecosystem. Even the biggest DAO service, SushiSwap, follows this standard. Current DAOs using compound module based on Governor B can easily apply our new solution, Governor C, which is developed under the same standard. Finally, we developed a service based on the Governor C smart contract. So by providing the scalable and decentralized open source solution, we want to, the goal of our team is to activating the entire DAO ecosystem based on fair decision-making system. So before we conclude our presentation, finish our presentation, we want to show next steps of our project. First, we are going to upgrade our Governor C contract to the next level. Our open source project improved compound governance module Governor B based on PQV and Chainlink VRF. So this team is going to study other methods, which could be Governor D, to improve governance system. Second, this project wants to expand the usage of PQV to other areas. We show the demo which apply Governor C contract on governance. So our demo is on the DevPool website. Yeah. So we want to use PQV in several other areas like quadratic funding, quadratic ranking, and also quadratic attention payment. So due to the time constraint, we just delivered just simple idea of our project. So if you want to see detailed information about our project, you can check our DevPool website. So in the website, you can check the demo video and also our detailed code about the Governance C. So this is the end of our team Governance C presentation. So thank you a lot for listening, and thank you a lot for all of the sponsors and organizers of Chainlink Hackathon. Thank you.
And thank you so much for participating. Yeah, this was one of those projects that I looked at this and I was like, wait, what are they trying to do? And then I was just blown away. I was like, okay, all my DAO tutorials are now useless. I need to revamp everything so I can use this new Governor C contract to make them even fair, even better. So that's actually going to be my question here. When can we start putting these in tutorials? Does it make sense for us to wait for Delta for the next one? I know if for those of you who are watching, they have like a UI where you can kind of go through the service doing it. Should we wait for Governor Delta? Is Governor C good to go? What are your thoughts there?
Also after the hackathon, we are going to develop more about Governor C. So it might take about 1 to 2 months. Yeah. So.
Awesome. So building Governor C to be even cooler. Okay, so we need to connect soon so we can talk about getting this in the hand to all the DAOs in the space so they can have provably fair, cheaper, just better governance. Really, really exciting. And some big brain stuff here. So thank you so much for being here. Huge congratulations on your $15,000 prize and just building this really cool thing here.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Awesome work. All right, so that means. Well, actually, just another huge, shout out there. I'm like, I want to get my hands on that. I need Governor C. I need to. DAO tutorials in 2022 are all going to be Governor C. That's the plan. So with that being said, this means I think we are at almost the end of the closing ceremony. This means there's one project left. This means there's the grand prize winner left. This is the project that we thought was the just kind of showed the ultimate Chainlinkiness, the hackathoniness. It's just a absolutely phenomenal project here. We are so excited to show to you what the grand prize is. Who won? Who won the grand prize here? And let me pull this off. I got a little drum roll thing that I wanted to play, but I already kind of ruined it by showing the video. So the grand prize winner of the Chainlink Hackathon 2021 Fall Edition is, drum roll please, the Music Team. $30,000 in Link token to the Music Team for their music bonds. And they're all here. I'm going to pull them on stage. Pulling you all on stage one by one. Hello. You're all here. Welcome. Welcome, grand prize winners music. Thank you. You were backstage for like an hour. Appreciate the wait.
Yeah. And that was also, we just met for the first, the whole team just met for the first time immediately prior to jumping in to the green room, right?
Amazing. So wait, so how did you, so you just met? How did you coordinate? How did you talk before this?
No, I mean the whole, so we're in, 5 different time zones, right? So we've got Rob in Philadelphia. So I'm in the UK. And Zishan's in Karachi in Pakistan. Lagesh is in Chennai in India, and Sharon's in Melbourne in Australia, right? So
insane.
But we kind of stuck to a more like Asia-centric time zone, and then Rob was able to contribute. We Lagesh also met Rob together, and he was able to contribute. Without attending the regular stand-ups, right? So we were doing basically daily stand-ups throughout the hackathon.
Awesome, absolutely. And for those of you who came to the speed coding event, yes, that is Zishan as well. Clearly, he was a phenomenal coder there, and they built a phenomenal project. So just huge congrats to all 5 of you. Just a really, really cool project here. Let's go ahead and give you the floor and tell the world about what you built.
Great, yeah, and thank you so much, Patrick, and thanks to the whole. I mean, thank you so much to Chainlink. I think this is the validation here. This is a vote for the future of music, right? I think that the musicians have been left out in the cold by the industry for so long. And this is music coming back, baby. Napster kind of cannibalized the industry somewhat, but it gave us all access to all of the music in the world, right? And our vision is that Web3 is music is a foundational building block of Web3 as an asset, as an asset that has real value that we all love. So here we go. So this is us NFT music bonds, and we're enabling the creation of non-fungible music bonds to empower artists with financial freedom. So there's actually more money locked in DeFi than every music streaming service in the entire industry made in 2020. So our vision and what we're doing is building the decentralized infrastructure to power the next generation of music, enabling music rights owners to get financing from their future income, and establishing digital music as a building block of Web3. So what does that mean? Well, we're here with the music bonds. So David Bowie, back in 1997, was not only like a musical pioneer, but he pioneered the Bowie bonds. And this was an instrument that packaged up, I think, 26 of his albums. And then he issued them as a bond for $55 million, and those sold to Prudential Insurance. And this enabled David Bowie to buy back the rights to his music. So 50% of his music was owned by his former manager, right? And by issuing this bond, he was able to go and mint go and buy back his music. So it's getting late for me here. Anyway, so here we go. So this is the demo. So you can choose a marketplace, and we conceived this as a chain agnostic standard. So for now, we've just zeroed in on OpenSea, and so you can go through to mint on OpenSea. And now I'm just going to give a shout out to the audience, or Patrick, or whoever. Can you guys give us an artist? Who do you want us to demo? Right? Can you? I'm watching YouTube now.
Ooh,
in the comments. So if anybody wants to shout out an artist, then we can test it out. We can try it out live. You know, we can see how the okay, it's Prince. Okay, that's it. It's on. It's on. Cool. So this is where, as an artist, you put in your NFT bond information, and basically, this what we're going to do is we're going to set this up so you need to validate this through your Spotify for Artists account. So I'm just going to search for Prince here, and yeah, this is Prince, but what we need is Prince's ID, right? So we're going to have, is that him? That's him there, isn't it? There we go. Cool. Yeah, I've got kind of an interesting setup here. So here you go. So we pull out Prince's ID, and we can stick this in the Spotify Artist ID here, right? And you see it's pulled up his monthly Spotify listeners straight away. And let's search for Prince. Prince, there you go. Here we go. So we're going to grab the URL from Prince, and boom. And we're going to give it a name. Let's call it Prince. And a symbol. Well, what was that? Oh, it doesn't have a, let's just go for, I think we've got, oh, that, so my YouTube is just playing the music there. Right, so what you can do as an artist, you can come in and you can provide a collateral deposit, and this collateral deposit enables us, well, enables the engine to rate the bond based on the number of listeners, and it's a median of the number of listeners and the number of subscribers. So I'm just going to go in here and I'm going to add, let's go for 1 ETH, and let's look at the individual bond value. So we can use this to determine the amount of bonds, individual bonds that are issued, right? So rather than setting up like a fractionalized NFT, we've set this up so it can be minted as a collection. So we're actually going to be minting individual NFTs. This is because we started off like minting on OpenSea, and it just makes, you know, it's just nice to be able to see everything as a collection, right? So I'd just like to hand over to Sharon, who was responsible for this fantastic UI and UX design, and maybe she can talk a bit about her process.
Yeah, thanks, Adam. So for the UI, we drew inspiration from the image that we had on the landing page for branding and color, and used existing UI design systems like Material UI for quick prototyping. And for the UX, it was an iterative process for the team. We made many changes along the way as we needed to adapt to how dApps function, such as waiting for transactions to be processed and waiting for on-chain data to come back and then displaying it for our users. Besides getting their input, as we can see before, we needed users to also connect their wallet at the right time. So we didn't want it to be premature. As you can see, we didn't connect. We will connect a bit later on. in the next step when we deposit the collateral. So yeah, we wanted it to be a seamless and logical process, as everything in blockchain will eventuate to some sort of monetary involvement. We wanted the experience to be trust-filled and more straightforward for potential mainstream users.
Yeah, thanks Adam and Sharon. So, well, yeah, we had started out setting up a Chainlink node with external adapters to take advantage of this online request for YouTube and Spotify data. Collateral pool or an asset pool is the contract where an artist will transfer the collateral amount for every quarter, starting with first quarter collateral amount deposit right now. The collateral amount could be calculated from the revenue of these YouTube and Spotify streaming service that you saw in the previous page. The collateral deposit is necessary here as it determines the rating for the bond. So rating and dynamics will be explained by Sean in the next module. But yeah, once the asset pool is set up, artists can then mint NFT bonds as per their number of bonds configuration. Once these NFTs metadata are stored on IPFS and pinned to Pinata, the art for the NFT will be available on OpenSea for the fans or the investors to join the collections. Now, I would like to invite Jishan to explain the further process in detail.
Okay, so basically, when artist is done with the depositing the funds and the minting of the bond, what our bond do is our NFT bond draws the streaming data from external sources like YouTube and Spotify using the Chainlink's Oracle. So we are using Chainlink Oracle to extract the data from the different external sources. And that data is being used by our rating engine, which actually applies the rating on NFT bond. Generally, when you do go in the financial market and see a bond, you see the rating of a bond, and that rating identifies either that bond is an investment grade bond or a speculative bond, or the riskier the bond is, the speculative the bond is, the lower the rating is, the higher the interest rate you will get. So that's how the complete process is being built. And for that, what we need to do is basically we need to collect data or information from all different sources, which is external service like YouTube and Spotify. That needs to be done like in a decentralized way. So our idea is the plan and what you say final implementation is to create a complete decentralized Oracle network for music streaming data like Chainlink is doing for Ethereum price or different cryptocurrency prices. So prices are coming from 30 different sources for the Ethereum, and then they got aggregated at a single place. And from that single place, you can, when you get the pricing feed, you get the data which is coming from 30 different sources. So it is not a single source, it is decentralized. So this is what we're trying to do with music, that we are getting the streaming data from different multiple sources, and we will aggregate it in a single place, and then the NFT bond and the rating engine will use that information. For that, we had did the quite bit of digging into the how Chainlink is aggregating using the Flux aggregator and the OCR. So we actually had to implement Flux aggregator by ourselves, obviously using the Chainlink's implementation, but it was the previous version of implementation, so we tried to implement. But definitely we will need Chainlink's team help to finalize and implement it in a production, so that this needs to be done with the help, because it's not supported out of the box. So Chainlink teams will be helping us in integrating and creating this off-chain reporting for these systems, and that these will be integrated into our rating, the DAO and the NFTs, and all this information will be coming here. So complete decentralized network for the what you say streaming data, which will be additional category for Chainlink as well. That's completely protocol how we work.
Okay, so I worked on the visual representations of the actual NFT bonds, and after some brainstorming, we thought that it would be appropriate to use fractals to represent our idea, because at their essence, a fractal, the visuals are really just driven by the numbers and the formulas underneath them. So we thought it would be appropriate to use the same concept here, in that the various iterations of these bonds are driven by what the artist chooses and how many streams they're getting, and basically all the numbers and the data underneath them. The challenge, of course, was to come up with a way to visualize this, because an actual fractal is very complex. So we came up with a simplified version using just a simple piece of music notation. In this case, just a treble clef. And so I basically created something that's representative of a fractal based on a treble clef. And our idea is to represent the different levels of bond collateralization using a color scheme, with red being a bond that would be like a D rating, that isn't very collateralized. And then as it transitions to green, a green bond would be one that is fully collateralized. And we were also playing with the idea of using a pixelation mechanic to further exemplify that. And it's also a subtle nod to the whole crypto punk NFT pop culture thing. And so we're still sort of tweaking this and fine tuning it, but the final version of this would be what you see on the right, or something like it, which will be a cool little animated fractal that will sort of spin and vibe with the artist's music.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks. And so I've just been going through, I just took you out of kind of permission, the permissions hell, but we're still, and on this demo, but I'm just getting to issuing the NFT bond itself. And just so you guys, there we go, just so you guys can understand the rating engine and what the bond ratings mean. This is basically inspired by the work of Moody's and Standard and Poor's and Fitch's, and basically by calculating the median of the Spotify and YouTube, the Spotify listeners and the YouTube subscribers, then all of the A ratings reach the investment grade, and these are all over collateralized, right? So the point is, we've kind of taken these ratings that are recognized as a standard in the traditional finance world, and adapted them for DeFi, right? So by over collateralizing, then we're basically sure that the repayment is going to happen for the NFT holders. And then the other ratings, actually, this is based on the Sanskrit, the vowel alphabet. So treble I and the I ratings are for a speculative, U and R also speculative, but still a cool asset to hold, right? There's a market for junk bonds in itself. So yeah, I've got through, and I've just got some of these available. And let's have a look. So you can see that we've got the various ratings available, and this is how they're visualized. And we take these right through to OpenSea, and you can see them listed on OpenSea as well, right? So, but I think, for the consideration of time, I'm just going to pull up what's next for music. So, yeah, basically, we had there were a lot of really cool ideas going on in the hackathon itself. And I think at the beginning, we were thinking it was going to be more about building out the Oracle network itself and spoofing the Oracle network, which we could have burnt like a hell of a lot of time on. And we did burn a hell of a lot of time on. But then, through some advice from Zach, we ended up just using the any API function to bring the data into the contracts. And towards the end, we realized that, really the next step is the yield maximizer and enabling these artists and the holders to maximize their yield through, DeFi protocols, right? So initially we were looking at Sushi and we were looking at the Bento Box protocol, but then, doing a bit more digging and looking at some of the concepts from DeFi 2.0, and, setting up a community-owned DAO that's enabled to incorporate a music-backed rebasing currency. So, right now, even the best DeFi 2.0 projects are still backed by DAI, for example, right? So, still being beholden to the Fed, right? Whereas, if through the DAO we can, purchase an evergreen catalog from a legacy artist, then this can be used as to back the currency itself in order to ensure a floor price, right? So immediate next steps: minting the Genesis bond, which is the first bond, the first NFT bond with an established artist, and getting this DAO going, right? So really, just thank you so much to Chainlink. It's been an amazing opportunity, and we've all learned so much. And I really take my hat off to the idea of truth and transparency, and being able to introduce this to the music industry is so overdue. So it's really my honor to be here today. And Patrick, I salute you. And I think the rest of music, we are all stoked. Absolutely.
Well, I'm absolutely stoked. Thank you all so much for being here. And I know we gave you a little bit more than 5 minutes here because you're the grand prize winner. Why not? Phenomenal job. Like, I saw this and the first thing I thought, I was like, oh, so this is like DeFi meets music, but like also kind of wrapped in this really cool way. I mean, the fact that you had the bonds be NFTs and you can see them on OpenSea, I thought was really creative, right? Because that's like a way for bringing a lot of people into this space, right? Like, one of the biggest challenges that we as a Web3 community are facing is just how do we get more people into the space? How do we get more people to understand the space? And using something like an NFT where you have that piece of art, it makes it a little bit easier to visualize like what's going on. Now it's not some random contract on chain. Okay, my bond is kind of this image. I thought that was really creative. Having the investment grade, having the different ratings in the bonds, I thought was brilliant. It's a perfect use of Chainlink to bring in this new kind of rating estimator, which is totally transparent, which is phenomenal. Bringing all this data in to kind of create this new DeFi vehicle absolutely blew us away. Fantastic protocol. You pretty much laid out your next steps and kind of what you've done. And I know I've spoken to I spoke to Zishan really briefly over the duration of the hackathon. I feel like I don't have any questions because you all went through anything. I mean, I'm just crazy stoked. You all did phenomenally. Are there any last things that you all want to say before we jump off here?
Well, I'd just like to say that I think that in some ways this whole hackathon, like this project is like a proposal for Chainlink, right? Like, can we crunch music streaming data? We need music streaming data for our bonds. Let us crunch music streaming data. And you guys, I think you guys agreed that this is the next step for Chainlink. And so, and I think this is the next step for the web. So, you know, and the next, I mean, that's all I wanted to say. And, you know, it's just been, you know, fantastic to get to know you over the course of the hackathon. And yeah, I mean, I just, you know, can't wait to roll this out properly in 2022. And, you know, please, you know, join our Discord, you know, get on Twitter, all of the good stuff, music.fm, it's there. You're welcome, right? This is a community. This is for the community. This is dedicated to transparency in music, and we are moving the industry forward. So please join us.
Awesome. Well, thank you all so much. Absolutely phenomenal job here. I'm gonna slowly close you off one by one because that's all I can do. But really excited to see everything the rest of you all do. And you know, just one more time, congratulations.
Thank you, and thank you for Chainlink for providing all this support and the ecosystem for this hackathon and everything. That's it's off to Chainlink and you guys, and especially Patrick. You were super crazy managing the hackathon.
You were a savior for us. We were stuck into a lot of issues. Yeah, thank you so much.
I'm glad the tutorials were helpful to
yes, they are.
Excellent. All right, well, slowly going to pull you off one by one. Oh my goodness, what a ride. So that is the conclusion of the Chainlink Fall 2021 Hackathon. Absolutely phenomenal team, music. They built something really innovative there, right? Like that's a crazy innovative product. It's this music meets DeFi meets NFTs. It's just absolutely phenomenal. So sadly, this means the hackathon has indeed come to a close. But the good thing is that it's really just the beginning of a new chapter, right? All these projects are wide-eyed and the future is ahead of them and they're striving for it. Really, this is kind of the beginning for a lot of these projects. And we are all glued to the screens, excited to see what they come out with next. Excited to see the future of blockchain because these are the engineers that are building the future, right? It's you who is here. You're building the future. You're part of the community. Those of you who aren't building anything, you're part of the community. You're part of this future that's being ushered in by events like these. And I just want to give a huge thank you once again to everybody who attended this hackathon, who showed up for the closing ceremony, who maybe even just jumped to the Discord, say hello. Maybe you just answered a Stack Overflow question. Maybe you wrote some code that somebody used. Thank you. There's a massive community of friends, a massive community of people who are building this better future, who are building this kind of insane highway to this new world. So huge thank you. Thank you so much for being with us on this hackathon journey. Can't wait to see where people go. And with that being said, I think that just means until next time, my friends. Looking forward to seeing you all in the next hackathon, in the next event. Looking forward to see what everybody builds. Take care, everybody, and good night.